Hello everybody and welcome to the first part of my Dubai video diary. If you've been following any of my social media accounts like my Facebook or Instagram or anything like that, you will know that I'm in Dubai and I've been planning, well I haven't been planning, but this trip has been in the works for a while now, so I'm so excited to finally be here. If you don't know anything about it, I'm here with Bloggerati, which are a team of bloggers. There's heaps of us, there's over 20 of us all together. We're in Dubai to kind of experience all that the city has to offer. So we're doing some amazing activities and just having a great old time. So I thought I would make some videos out of it and share them with you guys. So today is actually day 2. We arrived yesterday, but I thought it would probably work better, and I did this with my vlogs as well, if I kind of do a retrospective. So I'm gonna share with you now what I've already done because I can tell you what I actually thought of it. So we arrived yesterday very early in the morning at about 5 AM and got to the hotel. Thankfully our hotel was absolutely amazing. I'm staying in the Vita downtown, which I just cannot rate highly enough. They had rooms ready for us so we could come in, relax, have a shower. We even got breakfast. The breakfast was spectacular. I had a 3-course breakfast. Served down by the swimming pool, which is just like exactly what you imagine a swimming pool in 5-star hotel to look like. So the first thing that we all did together was go to the Sheik Mohammed Center for Cultural Understanding for an Emirati lunch. This one's kind of a funny one to describe because when you describe it, it kind of sounds boring, but honestly, it's been the highlight of my trip so far. So we went into this cultural center and they had laid out the most beautiful meal, and while we were eating, a sheikh by the name of Nasif Kayed, who is the managing director of the centre, spoke with us, and we had this conversation about his traditional culture and the culture here in Dubai, and we got to ask lots of questions, and it was very open. We could ask literally any questions we wanted, so it was a great way to, as the centre is called, a great way to understand the culture, and just so interesting. And then after all that food, of course, we had to walk it off. So we did a walking tour of the old town in Dubai, but it was kind of a walking tour with a twist. It was a challenge. So we were given iPads and split into teams of 4, and we had to follow a dot on the map on the iPad, and every time you got to the next point on the map, you had to answer a question, and that unlocked the next point. So it basically took you on a tour through the whole city, and the questions were all about Emirati culture. So you kind of learned about the place and about the areas that you were standing in. So it was a really interesting way of seeing the city. Take an Abra ride across the river, which is basically a water taxi that takes you from one side of the Gulf to the other. So that was pretty magical, I have to say. And after a very long day, we came back to the hotel, had a quick clean up, and we went out that night for dinner. And unfortunately, I didn't really take any footage of dinner because it was actually really dark in the restaurant we went to. We went to the China Grill, which was beautiful in the Westin Hotel, but it was super duper dark. So not really ideal filming conditions. But I did take some footage of the palm trees on the streets. Oh my god, it's like Christmas every day here. They wrap all of the palm trees in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of fairy lights, and there are hundreds of palm trees. Every single street is lined with palm trees, so all of the streets are just completely lit up with these glittering palm trees. It's amazing. And then at about midnight we got home and I fell unconscious almost immediately and did not wake until this morning. Of course, there was no rest for us though. We had to get up super early again this morning. I was up at 6, ready for 7:30, and we went straight over to the Dubai Mall because we were going to the Burj Khalifa, which is the highest building in the world, the tallest building in the world. And we went to the top. Well, kind of to the top, as far to the top as you can go. We went to the 124th floor. I think there's about 140 floors. I could be wrong on that. But the 124th floor is as high as you can get, like as a member of the public, and they have a viewing deck. I was actually kind of apprehensive about it because I have to admit I'm not the biggest fan of heights, but it was fine. The lift was super fast, so you didn't really feel like you were going that high. And then when you got to the top, The building is built in such a way that the wind kind of goes through it, so it doesn't actually sway, which is something that I absolutely hate in tall buildings. So it doesn't sway at all, you don't feel like you're that high up, and for some reason it doesn't really look like you're that high up. And I think it's because there aren't that many really tall buildings right beside it, so you don't really have a sense of scale as such. And then it was straight back down into the shopping centre to experience some of the crazy things that you can do in a shopping centre. They have an aquarium. Like, not just like a fish tank, a full-blown aquarium in the shopping centre. It's amazing, and it has one of those tunnels that you can actually walk through, and of course we had to walk through. Straight after that we went on to the underwater zoo, which is kind of like a smaller version of the aquarium, like with little fish tanks that you could, you know, go and have a closer look at some of the fish. They had sea otters and penguins and a whole other array of strange and beautiful creatures. And then we all split up to kind of do our own thing. We had a couple of hours of free time, so I decided my first order of business was to get lunch, which is, you know, usually my first order of business no matter what, and I went to the Cheesecake Factory. I know it's real traditional Arab food there, but it was delicious and I don't care, no regrets. And then on the way back to the hotel, I managed to catch the Dubai Fountain Show, which I think is gonna look a little bit more spectacular at night, and hopefully I will get to see it at night, but it was still pretty amazing. And then I walked back to my room, and you are pretty much caught up on everything that I have done in the last 48 hours. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will be back in a couple of days with part 2 of my Dubai adventure, so make sure you're subscribed if you want to see that. Thank you so much for watching again, and we'll see you very soon. Bye!